What is the weirdest fact you know? We bet it's not as weird as any of these. You might think these facts sound completely wrong, but trust us, they are absolutely true. Check out these strange but true facts that will shock you. Donkey Kong got its name because its creator believed that donkey meant stupid in English and wanted to make the character look like a stupid monkey. More than 1/5 of all the calories consumed by humans in the world are provided by rice alone. People may have a mental disorder called boanthropy, which makes them think they are a cow. They try to live their life like a cow. The name for the shape of Pringles chip is called a hyperbolic paraboloid. How cool is that? There is a McDonald's in every continent except Antarctica. In total, there are more than 36,000 McDonald's restaurants around the world. While this number is incredibly high, it makes perfect sense, as this favorite fast food chain is the second largest fast food chain in the world. The first McDonald's to open outside the United States began on June 3, 1967 in Richmond, Canada. Mr. Potato Head was the first toy to be advertised on TV. A duel between three people is actually called a troll. The stage before frostbite is called frostnip. The two small holes in each big pen ensure that the air pressure is the same both inside and outside the pen, allowing the ink to flow to the tip. In South Korea, there is an emergency number, 113, to report spies. Japan is facing a shortage of ninjas. There is a lot of demand for ninja shows, but it's a dying tradition, and companies are struggling to find well-trained ninjas. The process by which bread toasts is called the Maillard reaction. Weird Al Yankovic wrote Albuquerque as a joke, specifically to annoy people for 12 minutes. Eventually it became one of his most popular songs. I have an awesome fact only for those of you who have made this far. You are awesome, thank you for being here with us. Please consider subscribing and leave a like. Now back to the video. Admiral Akbar from Star Wars Episode 6. He was not a man in a suit, it was actually a giant puppet. Sonic the Hedgehog's full name is actually Ogilvy Maurice Hedgehog. This is somewhat controversial, however, with some fans claiming it's not canon. That's because Sonic's full name was never released. Archie Comics, which publishes two different Sonic comics, published a comic that mentioned Sonic's middle name as Maurice, but never mentioned his first name. One of Archie's comic writers has since shared that Sonic's first name is actually Ogilvy. Fans, as they say, disagree that Archie comic Sonic is not real canon, only Japanese video games and manga. Even though Fruit Loops are different colors, they all have exactly the same flavor. The first roller coasters were used to haul coal down a hill. After people discovered that it could reach speeds of up to 50 miles per hour, tourists asked to ride on it for a few pennies. Most toilet paper sold for home use in France is pink. Marmite was one of the most frequently confiscated items at airports in the UK. To solve this problem, Marmite made smaller ones for travel. Warner Bros. Cancelled Home Alone because they didn't want to spend $14 million on it. 21st Century Fox continued production, and the film earned $476 million worldwide. Cards Against Humanity bought an island in Maine to protect wildlife. It is called Hawaii 2. In 1862, the King of Siam offered Abraham Lincoln many elephants, arguing that a country as great as the United States shouldn't be without elephants. Lincoln politely declined the offer. The television was invented only 2 years after the invention of sliced bread. Bullfrogs do not sleep. The dark region on the north pole of Pluto's moon, Charon, is called Mortar. In July 2015, NASA's New Horizons spacecraft became the first spacecraft to fly past Pluto, formerly the 9th planet in our solar system. NASA urged the general public to help them name the many new Pluto features they expected to find, and the general public certainly did not disappoint. Not only did they name a dark spot on Charon's moon after Soren's restraint in J.R.R. Tolkien's Middle-earth, they also named a dark spot on Pluto's south pole Cthulhu by H.P. Lovecraft's Cthulhu myth. Thank you for watching, please like the video and subscribe, see you soon.